Well, a few weeks ago, we examined the growth of internet cybercrime, how vulnerable we can be to attack. Well, this morning, our IT expert, Paul Wilson, has come up with a 10-point guide for shopping safely on the internet and reducing some of that risk of fraud. Paul, a very, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Kerri-Anne.
Well, I mean, a lot of people want to shop on the net because it can be convenient, and everybody goes, oh, warning, warning, I'm worried about it. But what is it we should be worried about?
There isn't much. I think last time we scared a lot of people. We said there's all this internet crime and internet fraud out there. Don't use your credit card, and if you do, be very wary. It's really just as safe as shopping face-to-face. And I think a lot of us don't want to shop online because we miss that person-to-person contact, and it's relatively new for a lot of us. But it certainly is catching on here in Australia. And I've got 10 tips which hopefully will allay any fears that you have to shopping online. And the first one is to shop online at secure sites and only at reputable-looking websites. Now, what's a secure website? A secure website has a little padlock at the bottom of your web browser, and what that means is the information that you enter into the website is scrambled the moment it leaves your computer until it gets to the online retailer or the shop or the other computer. And let's think, if you buy something in the United Kingdom or America, it's got a long way to travel from your computer to the other end of the world. Now, cyber criminals listen on lines. Now, if some of your information passes through and it's scrambled, they can't do anything with it. So shop from a secure website. And how do you know?
You can tell that by the padlock.
Yes, the little padlock at the bottom, and that's the same with any web browser. And if you put your mouse cursor over the padlock, it'll say, this is a secure website, and you can feel safe in that. And only shop at reputable-looking websites. Make sure they've spent a bit of money on the website, that there isn't copious amounts of text that you have to scroll through to get information that you want, and they're not hitting you with buy now, buy me, this is great, but not giving you concise, well-mannered information that helps you make an informed decision. And also hope that they've spent a bit of money on graphics and so on. They've hired a professional photographer, it looks professional. Okay, that's very important. Check the business has a street address and contact details. You'll be surprised how many web addresses... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, there's a big scam at the moment where people create 10, 20 websites, internet criminals, and they have the same content, slightly different looks, but you'll notice one thing in common with all the different websites that are all trying to peddle you something is that they don't have contact details, so you can't get hold of them. Or if they do, they only have an email address. Look for a street address and look for a phone number. What happens if you get a product and it's the wrong one? Do you want to send them emails and go back and forth, or do you want to get on the phone quick smart and say, hey, can you send me the correct product, please, or what can I do to exchange this? Check the company's background. Make sure that they've been in business for more than 2 days. And you can find that by going to the About Us link on the website, and it should tell you a little bit about the company. And hopefully they've been in business for 5, 10 years or so on, and they should have an ABN, an Australian business number if they're in Australia, and an ACN, an Australian company number as well. So look out for those details. Read the privacy policy. Now, we mentioned this last time. Please do read that or have a quick glance over it so you know that your details are safe and they're not going to sell it to the highest bidder, and you're going to end up with all this junk mail coming to you because they have sold it to another group who don't value your personal information.
So just on that, because there's nothing worse than being inundated with this junk mail. So you have to read, because they can sell off your email address.
They can. And there's a little trick they use too. When you buy something on the internet, you add something to your shopping cart, just like you were going through Coles or whatever. Then what you do is you enter your personal details, then your credit card information, and then there's another screen that asks you to confirm the purchase. Usually there's a little caveat or there's a little question there that says, would you like to receive emails from us and our affiliates? And it's usually ticked. So it's up to you to turn that off so you don't receive those copious numbers of emails from the next day.
Oh, good point.
So make sure you're aware of that. And say no to promotional activities, which is what I just mentioned. Turn off the computer overnight and don't give out your password to anyone. Most Australians browse the internet from the hours of around about 7 o'clock at night to midnight. It's when they get home. And if you've ever had a dial-up connection and you try and get on at those hours, often it's really difficult and you've got to redial and redial, or you're booted off. Okay? Make sure that when you're on the web, when you've finished, you turn off your computer and you certainly disconnect from the internet, because if you go to sleep with your computer on, that's when the cyber criminals are awake. Most internet crime occurs in the wee hours of, midnight through to around 6, because most cyber criminals are offshore. If your computer's on, although there may be protection, there is the chance that they can get in through the line and then siphon off information from your computer. So make sure that your computer's turned off.
I'm getting really scared now.
No, don't. These are just really handy, simple tips. When you finish with the computer, turn it off.
So somebody potentially, if they really wanted to, and I was the FBI or something, overnight, if I had my computer turned on, they could access it.
They could if they had the right software, and it also depends on how your computer's set up as well.
Okay.
But that is, you know, the chance that happened is very unlikely.
I never even knew that. So just turn it off, safety.
Yep. It also saves a bit of power overnight as well. Don't store your personal information on your computer in any one location. Don't create a file and call it passwords.doc and then include all your usernames, your PIN numbers, account numbers and so on. Because often software gets into your computer, if it does, and they look for files called my passwords or password.txt or something like that. My suggestion, and this is from a tech boffin, and that is to write it down in a book, all your passwords and PIN numbers, and just keep them in a safe place. And when you need them or you're using the computer, pull out the book.
A computer boffin still has need for pencil and paper?
Yes, yeah, when it comes to security. Very much so.
Have we finished all those points?
What have I got here? Which one more? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Okay, and in particular when it comes to health, don't go buying. There are lots of health remedies at the moment. You lose 1 kilo a day by taking these tablets and so on. Australia has lots of regulations which protect us and what we ingest. If you buy from overseas, often those products don't have the same regulations. They're often scams, and you don't know what you're putting into your system. So just be very careful with that.
And just very quickly, if you get stung, and basically it is very safe to shop on the web?
It is very safe.
Okay, overall, if you get stung, recourse?
Okay, if you get stung, immediately contact your credit card company and let them know. If you've been stung to the point where you think that your personal details have been compromised, contact the credit card company, contact the bank, contact creditadvantage.com.au as well, and there you can check out your credit rating.
Sensational information, Paul. Thank you.
Hope it helps.
And by the way, if you've got a question for Paul Wilson about the internet, whatever you'd like to know, morningtalk@9.com.au, and I bet you could answer it. Don't forget the question and your phone number. Paul, great to see you.
Pleasure.
Okay, after the break, what is hot, what's not in real estate with John Hill.
Knowing me,